Hi everyone, my name is Pan from M53 and today I'm going to explain you about the respiratory system and how the smoke affects your body. So first I'm going to explain about the structure of lungs. That is the basic. So let's get started. So I'm going to tell you about the structure of the lungs and how this works.
So first we inhale with nose or mouth. Next we go to pharynx. And next we go to larynx. And next we go to trachea. And next we go to bronchi. And next we go to bronchus. And next we end up with alveoli. And this is the structure of the lungs.
And yeah, so now we already know the structure of the lungs, but how's it work? It's worked by
we inhale by breathing into the nose, past the pharynx, larynx, and trachea. Then trachea manage the inhalation of the air into the lungs through its bronchi. Then bronchi divide into the smaller and smaller bronchus called bronchioles. Finally become microscopic. Then bronchioles eventually end in cluster of microscopic air sacs called alveoli. And in the alveoli, oxygen absorbed into blood, and the carbon dioxide with its waste product travel from the blood into alveoli, which it can be exhaled.
So that's how the structure of the lungs work. And now we already know how the structure of the lungs work. Alright guys, have a questions why breathing happens? And now we're gonna find an answer because we're gonna talk about the mechanic of breathing.
So first, the breathing happens when the relaxations of the muscle around the lungs change and the total volume of air within the air passage. So when the volume of the air inside the lungs change, the air pressure inside the lungs also change too. So it means that if the pressure inside the lungs are greater than the pressure outside the lungs, the air will go out. That means it's exhale. And in an opposite way, if the pressure outside the lungs is greater than the pressure inside the lungs, the air will rushes in, which is inhale.
So this is how breathing works. In the mechanic of breathing topic that I'm just explained, I'm sure you heard the word of pressure. And now we're gonna talk about the partial pressure. What is partial pressure? The partial pressure is the total amount of pressure. And I want you to see first here.
This is alveolus. It's contained with the partial pressure of carbon dioxide and oxygen. And here, its red blood cell is also contained with the partial pressure of carbon dioxide and oxygen. But how is different? The partial pressure of oxygen in alveoli is higher than the partial pressure of oxygen in red blood cells. So, the partial pressure of oxygen in alveoli is diffused by respiratory membrane to red blood cells. In the same time, the partial pressure of carbon dioxide in red blood cells is diffused to alveolus because the partial pressure of carbon dioxide in red blood cells is higher than the partial pressure of carbon dioxide in alveolus. And this is how it works.
And next we move to the gases exchange. The gases exchange have two kinds. First, the gases exchange in the alveoli and the gases exchange in the muscle. And we're gonna talk about the gases exchange in the alveoli first.
Oxygens go into red blood cell with the help of hemoglobins. So now red blood cells contain with oxygens and they both travel to the heart. What happened with the carbon dioxide? Carbon dioxide go out from the alveoli by breathing out. And next we move to the gas exchange in the muscle. In the muscle, they contain with carbon dioxide and oxygens, but carbon dioxide is diffused into blood. It means that the carbon dioxide in the muscle is higher than the carbon dioxide in the blood, and the oxygens in the blood are diffused into muscle because the muscle have less oxygen, and this is how they both work.
Before I move to the mechanic of smoking or the effect of smoking, I want to tell you about the component of cigarettes. The cigarette is made of chemical additive, tobacco, a filter, paper wrapping, and this is the full thing that cigarettes made of. Next, move on to the mechanic of smoke. First
Step, breathe in a little bit of smoke into your mouth. Second step, cool down the smoke by letting it in your mouth for a moment. Third step, remove the cigarettes from your mouth and inhale to let the smoke in your lungs by take a deep breath. Fourth step, blow out the smoke.
To make you more clearly about the mechanic of smoke, I will show it to you. Imagine this straw is the cigarettes. And now I'm going to move to the last topic that I'm going to talk about is the impact of smoking specific components of the respiratory systems.
First, effect in circulation. First one is make the blood thicker.
Second, it make your heart rate and your blood pressure increase. Third, it narrow your arteries. And next, move to the effects in your lungs. First, it make you cough and wheezy. And next, it cause lung cancer and pneumonia and emphysema.
Yeah, so that is end of my presentation. So thank you for listening. But before I go, I want to tell people nowadays that please stop have the way of thinking that smoking is cool, smoking is make you look good in front of people. Trust me, smoke is harm more than full. It affect really bad to your health, to your body. It not affect only you, it also affect to the people relate to you. It's also affect your families, it's also affect to your friends. So between tobacco and health, choose health. Thank you. Bye bye.